Hi guys, thank you so much those of you who are joining me. Sorry I'm a little bit late, 5 minutes late, better late than never. My name's James Earnshaw, I'm a Mika UK Artistic Ambassador and I'm so excited for this evening. It's evening time here in the UK, but for you guys, I think it's daytime, like 2 p.m, so thank you so much for joining me. So we're here for about half an hour and I'm going to share with you my hints and tips on how to create that perfect, sexy volume, sexy texture. Anyone that knows me, I love volume, I love texture. We love the drama, don't we, Gianna? So today, using my favourite Mika products, me and myself, I'm Mika's UK Artistic Ambassador. I love the range. For those of you guys who have been lucky enough to use it, I know you do too. I'm going to show you how I cocktail and use my favourite products to create that perfect texture. For those of you who are watching me live, please feel free to ask me any questions. I love a question. If you're watching this back afterwards, pop it in the comments and I'll answer it for you. This is my beautiful model, Gianna, as I said before. She's American too, guys, so it's basically like you're the same.
Yes.
So basically what I'm going to do is create loads of volume and loads of texture using extensions. And I'm going to give you a little insight, guys, into one of my little tips and tricks that I always do. So Gianna actually has a really short, sharp bob. Half brunette, half blonde, so she's got Cruella vibes. Now, what I want to do to create more volume and texture is add extensions. But we know with a one-length bob being so sharp, it's really difficult to be able to create that shape with such a harsh line. So what I've done so far is just braided all of her hair away into the bottom. Now this braiding is not neat, guys. It was just a quick 2-minute job. Just get it out of the way, get it stitched into position. And I just stitched it with elastic, just really tight to her head. The flatter the better. Now you can see, you're not going to see any of this, which is why there's a little dark bit in the blonde. Don't judge me, guys, you're not going to see it, okay? So again, just braided all the way back and put into the nape, stitched with elastic. This is really secure. What that's going to do, guys, is eliminate any lines or anything. The hair's just out the way. A little tip, what you can do, if you wanted to do more of a ponytail, if you wanted to leave the hairline out, you can do that. But in this instance, we've literally just left out her parting. I've prepped that with some mousse, blow dried it in, and just pin curled it in with a tong. So we've got that setting in the top, okay? Now what I'm doing is taking my extensions, these are just clip-ins, and these have been tonged all, or curled, whatever you want to say, all in the same direction, okay? Now I'm using my absolute favourite. If anyone knows me, they know my obsession with Undone Texture Spray. Undone Texture Spray is the absolute best, and there's so many reasons for this. I love how lightweight it is, but how buildable it is as well, okay? So what I'm going to do is give it a hit of Undone before I brush it out. Now I see so many people would apply plenty of texturizing products once the hair's been dressed out, but my top tip is to make sure you layer in your products before, so you're really getting those products in there, okay? So I'm going to start clipping this in, and again, I'm just clipping it into the base of the hair, making sure I'm really secure, and you can see how this is going to create loads of length and drama. Gianna's gonna love this. Okay, so I'm gonna work up on my brunette side to about here, okay? So what I'm doing is taking an extension, hitting it with my Undone Texture Spray. Again, it's such a lightweight product, I'm really not afraid to kind of really build up those products. You know, sometimes with texture sprays, working on those darker bases, you can be scared to even put texture spray on because of white residue. Well, due to the fact that this is made with a rice starch instead, it's a lot more lightweight and it will never go white, okay? So it's super great for darker hair. So you can see how I'm starting already to build up this Cruella vibe through here. And we've tonged all in the same direction, okay? If anyone's watching, guys, give me a wave just so I know there's actually someone on the end of the camera talking to me. Okay, so just layering it through. Again, repeating with the Undone Texture Spray. Brushing. And again, when I brush, if you notice, I'm kind of brushing it and kind of letting some air get into it. And what that's really doing is activating those ingredients and getting some product in. I'm not dragging it down, okay? So again, opening up my clips. Do we have a wide one, actually? Yeah, give me a wide one, please. Sorry. Okay, sorry, I'm going to grab a wider one, and then what's important is to just measure that this fits half the way across the head shape, okay? So what I've done is gone up and measured this already. Brushing it out, and again, I think sometimes it can be hard to get texture in brand new extensions. Extensions that they've had for a while, very easy, isn't it? Like new glossy extensions can be really difficult. So I'm just really layering up that Undone texture spray. Again, I'm not worried about it being fluffy. The hair still looks kind of soft and etc. So again, clipping in now. Can you guys see that? Clipping through to my braid and clipping all the way up here. Now I like to work when I do it slightly in a curved shape. And the reason for that is because I just like it to sit against the head. I just think it's a little bit more flattering. But just taking the time to really make sure that we've got that measurement correct. Yeah, let's go here. Yeah, so clipping in. And you can clip over the braid if you want and just clip into your braid and then just secure that. So now I've got my clip in here to my one side. I'm going to spin Gian around. And I'm going to do this left-hand side, okay? So normally if I had a normal hair colour that's just one colour, I would work in rows all the way up. But in this instance, we're working at half and half. Now this is an amazing tip, guys. If you've got a client with shorter hair who's going on a night out or, you know, holiday times, you know, going to parties, this is a super quick way of just getting rid of their own hair and placking loads of extensions in. But you can also do this the other way round. Can I have a 2, please? The other way round, and if someone's got long hair with shorter layers, you could braid the underneath away and create like a bob shape as well. So you can do it the exact way. Perfect. So here's the blonde side. Really spritzing it with the Undone texture spray. Brushing. And what I've done, guys, is I've tonged. I'm fully aware that Americans, you don't use the word tong, do you? I've curled the extensions all in the same direction, okay? So it's all coming away from the face. That's really important for this, okay? And then we're just going to clip right into that nape area here, making sure it's really secure. Sorry, Gianna. It's worth it.
Yes.
So clipping that in really, really secure through here and working up in sections, okay? And we can see from the front how good this is going to look. Great. Does anyone have any questions while they're watching? Please put them in the box. I would love to answer. So you can see how by brushing them, they're all in that same direction. Now again, a lot of people wouldn't brush out extensions until they're in the hair. I like to do both. I like to brush them out before just to release that curl. And then I like to go back in afterwards and start to form them together. Okay. So we can see how we're really building up that shape and volume. Great. And again, to prep the hair today, what I've done is I've used Brooklyn Bombshell, which is this little bad boy here. Brooklyn Bombshell is a super lightweight prep spray. Again, I've used mousse on the top, my plus size mousse, because it's going to give me a little bit more strength. But through the extensions, I like to use my Brooklyn Bombshell because I'll be honest with you, it's really easy and really quick. We like an easy life, don't we? So just due to the fact it sprays out so easily, I was able to prep the extensions in literally just 2 minutes really, just spraying it in and blasting the product in. Okay, wider one please. This is the widest. The same, but yeah. Great, so repeating this technique, guys. Now this is obviously a little bit repetitive to watch, but trust me, keep watching, it's going to be worth it. Really, really brushing it, getting that product in there. I'll spin you around here. And then we're just pressing this in, all the way up. And again, really taking the time to make sure these are really, really secure. And then you can see at the back now already how we're kind of meeting in the middle and working on the other side. And then the section that we've taken through here is going to fall over the top and cover those extensions after. So you can see how Gianna's natural hair here is left out. Just need to make sure when you do this that you do leave enough out to cover the parting and to cover the extensions, but you don't want to leave too little because you'll see the extensions, but you don't want to leave too much because then you won't be able to blend it. So it's about taking that time to get that sectioning in there as well, okay? There you go. How many more do we have, Meg? One, okay.
One blonde, 3 brown.
Okay, so really brushing that through. And then I'm clipping through here. Now, if you've done a more curly look, another tip, if I've done this with a curly girl or curly extensions, is you can turn the extensions upside down, and instead of clipping them in this way, you can clip them in this way, and you can see naturally by clipping in this way how much more volume you get. Can you guys see? Instead of upside down. Okay, can I have a brunette, please? Okay, cool. Okay, guys. Let's have a look at the last one. It's a 3. Cool. So again, just putting in all of the extensions. The extensions are nearly in, and then it comes to the dressing. Spritzing with the Undone, brushing. You've got it now, guys, haven't you? You've got the process. And then this is the last one of my brunettes that I'm going to use, I think. So you can see how this is almost the most important. Here's the line of her own hair. We're just going to clip that right to there, okay? So you don't want to clip too low and, sorry, can you see? You don't want to clip too low and have a gap. You want to make sure you're as close to the parting as possible, okay? And what's great about this is, because you've got a braid, you have somewhere to anchor it to. You know, sometimes it can be quite hard to secure without that. Cool, so that's our one side clipped in, okay? I feel like I'm a week or two late for Halloween, but you know, Halloween is all here for me. Okay, so this is the last blonde as well. Really brushing that, and you can see how I'm really not afraid to get my brush through it. I think that's one thing as well. Don't be afraid to go in and really brush out your curls to create texture. I think with a Mika, with the products being so lightweight, I'm not worried about them, you know, getting the brush through or anything like that. So you can see through here now, we've secured these extensions through here. Great. Okay, so now this is in, guys. This is the more fun part. Supernova, this is a moisture and shine cream. This is great, super lightweight. I'm just using a tiny bit of this product, okay? Just running it through the palms of my hands, just heating it up. And then I'm just gonna pull it through the mid-lengths and ends first. And even though we want to create fluffy texture and volume, I just want to make sure that the ends have just got a little bit of product on them. This is just going to seal the ends and just give them a little bit of a smoother look, because you know there's that fine line between texture and then like a little bit too thirsty. This is just going to make sure you've locked in a little bit of moisture. Okay? So now what I'm going to do, Megan, if you just come and put your hands here, please. Don't worry, no one can see you. Yeah, great. This is my best friend Megan helping today. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to brush these out, and I'm just going to make sure that they're all secured in before I brush them, actually. That would be the sensible thing to do. Okay, great. Just make sure I've got these in. Yeah, good. Okay, actually I'll get Gianna to do it, don't worry. Gianna, if you just hold for me, I'll tell you where to put your hand. Yeah. So you don't have to do this, but just in case I get too excited with my brushing and they fall out. So I'm going to go through and just push the extensions back on themselves here, okay? And that's just going to help create a lot more texture and a lot more volume. And now what I'm going to do is give it another hit of Undone Texture Spray. Told you guys this is my favourite. And now I'm just going to use a comb, and the comb, once you've brushed it out, that will activate the ingredients. And the comb I like to use as like a detailer. You can see how that's keeping the definition within the waves, okay? You can let go now, babe. So I use the brush to take away some of that tonged curl, and then I use the comb to almost create more of a detail in the hair, okay? Okay, so I'm going up row by row. And what this is also doing as well is helping the extensions to almost come together and come into that more formed shape, okay? Okay, great. Lovely. So just continuing this. So again, we've brushed out first, and now we're going through with our wide tooth comb. This is quite a wide tooth comb, guys, and just brushing to create that texture. And then a little bit more spray. And you can see how that's sitting really beautiful. We've got that really fluffy wave that kind of has texture, but it still has a little bit of shine and a little bit of moisture. So again, we're going to repeat that process on the other side. Put that over there. Little brush first. Pushing it back on itself where I need to. And then using my comb to kind of bring it all together. And what I do as well is, again, kind of tease and back comb that underneath and then comb out on top. And then it really fills it out, but keeps the definition in there. I think for me, I'm obsessed with the contrast of the definition of the wave, but then the fluffiness as well. Nearly there with this, guys. So again, just pushing. And again, you can really see how I'm really not afraid to go in and just stress it as much as I need to. This is proper Cruella vibes, isn't it? But again, you don't have to do this with different colours. You can do it obviously with whatever colour you want. But I just wanted to show you something a little bit more fun today, you know? Okay, so you can see how we've started to really build that texture through there. Great, so now I'm going to take out the pin curls from the top and show Gianna's natural hair. Okay, so when I did this, I literally just prepped with some plus size mousse and just tonged, curled all the way back away from the face, okay? Great. So this is when it's all about just taking, you're loving it. Yeah. This is when it's just about taking that little bit of time now just to detail where her own hair joins the extensions. Now, if any of you guys have dealt with split dye hair before, especially half and half, you could spend all day trying to get this parting perfect and matching. So, what I'm gonna do is, again, brush this through, brush this through and start to visually look kind of what works best. Okay. And that's why it was important with the look before. You want your clip-ins to be like high enough, but not so high that you haven't got enough hair to cover them. You can see how this is just enough hair to really cover the extensions and blend together. Okay. So again, you guessed it, guys, Undone texture spray. Just in that top section. And then what I'm gonna do is take my back combing comb in sections And then I'm just going to bring it down, over direct it onto my extension, so it's sitting on my extension, and just visually place it how I want it to be. So bringing it, and just really helping it blend onto there, okay? Back combing and over directing it onto my section. And you can see how it's just blending really nicely into that extension because we have that curl going away from the face. Continuing it, I don't want too much volume here, so when I back comb, I'm just over directing it over. Yeah, great. And then I'm just repeating the same on the dark side. Just over directing it into place, giving it a little tease, and just helping it sit. Cool, so just to finish, guys, I'm just going to use my hands. Now your hands are such a great tool, so what I'm going to do is go through and I'm going to use my Fluxus Hairspray, okay? And Mika have two hairsprays. They have Headstrong, which is the more stronger hairspray, or Fluxus. I really like the lighter weight hairspray actually because I really like to have that control. So I'm going to go in and just hit it with Fluxus. Yeah, keep your eyes closed for me, babe. Hit it with Fluxus, pinch it in the middle through here. And you can see how that's really giving me a little nod to the 70s by just pulling it a little bit forward onto the face. And then I'm going to go through and just lift up the hair like I did before. And just spritzing it with the Fluxus, okay? Now you could do this with Headstrong if you want. That's going to give you definitely a firmer finish that's going to stay. But for me, Fluxus is the one. And again, you can really spend time fluffing it out. If you wanted it a little bit neater, you could maybe go in and comb it out. But if you want it more fluffy, again, you could tip the head upside down and brush it out. So again, a little spritz of Fluxus. And you can see how the hair still looks healthy and glossy, even though we have a lot of texturizing products in there. Okay. Great, then I'm just finishing by just making sure she looks good from all angles. Okay. And then, again, we've got the products in there, we've got the Undone, and we've got the Fluxus now, that I can just to finish, use my hands and almost like sculpt and massage the hair forward. Can you see how that's just giving it a little bit more fluffy texture and also just really softening that cheekbone angle here, which I'm obsessed with. As you can see, Jenna's got an amazing face, so it just highlights that more just by really bringing that arch up through here. And that's why I've really built up all those products, because now the fun part is just to go through with my hands and just kind of really break it up, lift it up, get some volume, get some airy texture in there, and you can see how it's just bringing that texture to life. What do you think, guys? I think we've done well considering she's got a very short, blunt bob. I think definitely the blend is good. So you can see how we've got that perfect volume, perfect texture. This is great for the party season coming up. Doesn't have to be half brunette, half blonde. Could be a more natural tone, but I wanted to show you something more playful today. So just to recap, for those of you who are rewatching or those of you who have just joined, we started with Gianna's hair by using plus size mousse on that parting, blow drying it in, curling it away from the face, pin curling it out of the way. Then we braided all of her hair into the center and just pinned it into her hair. Went in with clip-ins and clipped the hair over the braids, so we have that perfect base. Again, you can do this on any client. It's a great, quick and easy way to not have to blend extensions. Then we dressed it out using Undone texture spray, then gave it a little bit of Supernova moisture and shine cream to hydrate it. Then we finished with the Fluxus lightweight hairspray and just visually kind of decided, do you want to stand up a little bit, Gianna? Stand up a little bit. So you can see, guys, that's better. We can actually see it now. So you can see how we've got the beautiful kind of 70s silhouette blending in really nicely to these extensions. And again, it's up to you whether you go extreme with your colour or you play it a little bit more safe this holiday season. But for me, I wanted to show something a little bit more fun. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much, American Salon, for the time. Thank you to my Amika guys. I hope you guys like it. Again, any questions, leave it in the comments, or you can reach out to me on Instagram. My Instagram is jhair_stylist. Hope you guys love it. Gianna, do you love it?
Yes, I'm obsessed. Thank you.
Perfect. Thanks so much, guys. Have a great day. Bye.